For everybody who doesn't know you, give us a quick 1-minute elevator pitch of who you are and why you're here.
I'm a freelance model alongside the vast amount of different things.
We want to know your transitional period between being a model and being a content creator and being a marketing strategist. For using your previous experience to push forward and help other people get to where they're going with their social media strategy.
Yeah.
Start off, tell us how and why you got into the modelling section of your life journey.
I've always wanted to be a model. Since a very young age, I've loved being in front of the camera. I was like taking pictures. I used to like, when I got my first digital camera, I used to have photo shoots in my bedroom and post them on Facebook. And then my dad would be like, take those photos down. I'd be like, giving it all this.
Age inappropriate for a 12-year-old.
Giving it all this on a sheepskin rug. I used to love it though. And like me and my friends would get together and do each other's makeup and do mini headshot shoots. And I'd read the magazines my mum would buy, and I don't know, I've always just been attracted to that side of marketing, I guess. Like, I was having a conversation with my friend the other day, and it really kind of put the nail on the head. Like, the reason why I enjoy modeling is because of the creative element and how it's used in marketing.
Expand on that for me.
So when, like today's, we've just done a portfolio shoot, and like a few of the photos that I chose because I want to attract like brands to have me model their tights. So when I look at a photo in a magazine of a woman with these amazing legs, shoes, glamorous on a couch, I'm looking at each part of that. So is it selling the shoes, the tights, the leotard, the hairstylist, the makeup? Like, there's so much more to being a model than just being the person in front of the camera.
Do you feel that that's quite important when you're actually pushing somebody else's brand forward, that you take direction for that and try and live their brand?
Yeah, so you want to advertise their brand, right? That's why you're modeling for them. So if Nike come to you, or a sports brand comes to you and wants you to model trainers, you're not going to be like being all sexy all over the trainers. Like, you're going to be doing sports. You've got to embody the brand that you're marketing.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important that your personality is very open to this, as firstly, to being flexible. You know, like I've been a bridal model, but then I can also be a sports model. Like the range is massive.
Yeah. So it's all about taking direction where you need to take direction and adding your own personal flair and personality to it as you push through.
I think personality is important.
Being a model and being a marketeer, two very different sides of the coin. Why did you decide that you were going to go down that avenue?
It was really organic. I mean, I've grown up in the era of social media.
Yeah.
I was aware of it when I was 15. So I was quite much older than they are now. You know, now kids are about 8 or 9 when they're seeing Instagram. Mm-hmm. So I saw it when I was 15. And when I first started using it, it was all about putting on just random photos of what you ate that day, taking a selfie with your friend. Like, it was nothing, it wasn't really used for marketing. But then I went traveling when I was 18, and I was backpacking for 3 years. And when I was backpacking, I was still going on Instagram, but it was nothing like it is today. But there was a couple of backpackers who started getting, paid to rent a car and go on a road trip and take pictures of the car. And I thought, how do I do that? I want to be paid to go on a road trip to a beautiful island. So then I started using it much differently. Like, I started reaching out to people who had bikini brands, and I had my first brand collaboration when I was like 19 in Australia, and a bikini brand gave me a bikini, and she said, just send me some photos of you in this bikini on the beach. And I sent her like some photos, and she posted it on her page, and I posted it on mine, and that was it.
Collaboration.
That was a collaboration. And then another brand got in touch with me, like a sunglasses brand. I did the same. And then I just kind of went from there. And I thought, my mindset was, how do I get more free stuff? So I just continued, and I was traveling around Asia, and there was an account, and it was called Passport Lucky, I think. And he invited me to go to Bali with him. And it was paid, and he was just basically vlogging a villa, but he needed people to be in the villa having a good time. So paid for all our flights and went to Bali. But I was with a mother modelling agency in Australia. So I got quite a bit of work in Malaysia, and I did a lot of videos, showcasing clothes, hair, makeup, stuff like that. So when I came home after all my experience, I didn't have a clue how to continue modelling in the UK. So I did it for local brands.
Right.
Hairdressers. I'd just go in and ask them if they wanted to take some photos of me and do my hair. So I've not paid for a haircut ever in my life. Like, I've gone to hairdressers, like, do you want a hair model?
Yeah.
And they cut my hair and take photos and post it on Instagram. And then that's kind of escalated. Now one of my clients, who I manage her socials, is a hairdresser. So I go on Instagram, I look at what other hairdressers are doing and kind of mimic that with her. And I've just started building on that with different brands, different clients.
How do you transition from being a model, being in front of camera, to doing hairdressing? I can see that jump quite easily.
Yeah, but mortgage advisor.
How do you go to mortgage advisor? How do you suddenly take the same mindset of people want to be part of a tribe? They all want to be, I like this hairstyle, I like this. They're the right people to do my hair because they've done an amazing job of her hair I need somebody to buy a house. Mm-hmm. How do you market those people coming from the background that you've already had in people facing?
I guess I know what people want to see.
Expand. What do people want to see? Is it in?
So, for example, the mortgage advisor.
Yeah.
I was at the start of my house buying journey. So I was seeking a mortgage advisor. And in doing that, found people on Instagram. That's like my generation. That's where you go to search for
that's your
things.
Google.
Where shall we go and eat? You go on Instagram. I found a few mortgage advisors on there, and then one of them I know personally. She was just starting out, and I just said to her, look, do you want some help? It just started from there, and then it was like talking to camera videos. Mm-hmm. So I guess from my experience, I've got the confidence in front of camera to kind of give to her.
Yeah.
So right, just pretend I'm not here and I'm there with my phone. And she kept stalling. So then I'd do things that I'd learned at college. I did theatre at college. So we'd do some warm-up exercises to loosen her up. Mm-hmm. And then we figured it was easier for her to talk to camera if I was in the video.
Right.
So it would be a similar setup to this, where I would ask her questions and she would answer them to me, not to the camera. And that's how we kind of developed her page.
Right. What was the worst piece of advice somebody gave you and you thought to yourself after the fact, they clearly didn't have a clue what they were talking about? They'd just seen this on Instagram or TikTok and just repeated it verbatim.
The first thing that comes to mind maybe is like saying yes to everything. Because there's been some things that I've done shoots that I've done in the past, and I've not even looked at the photos because I didn't like the way I looked. I didn't like the brand.
Right, you didn't like the vibe.
I didn't like the vibe. But I don't know, to be honest, I've not really had much advice given to me.
Right.
Yeah, see, I've had lots of good advice.
Right.
Like, just do it. Just write to the company and see what they say. What have you got to lose?
Yeah, they can always just say no.
Exactly. And I don't care if people say no to me. A lot of people really care. They don't want to ask because they don't want to be told no.
Yeah.
Whereas I really don't care if someone says no. I'm like, okay, next.
So your piece of advice would be,
don't say yes to everything.
but don't say no to anything that you think could actually push you forward.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to say yes. Just be aware of saying no when you need to.
Like, know that you can say no.
Yeah.
But I don't think I've been given any bad advice.
What's the worst piece of marketing that you've done and you've looked back and gone, should not have done that?
I was a model for a Asian makeup artist who had only ever worked on Pakistani Asian brides.
Right.
And obviously Chinese Asian features are very different.
Yeah. And your entire culture set is very different.
It was just completely different. And she did my makeup as if I was a Pakistani bride.
Right.
I just looked like I'd been punched in the face. And since then, I've kind of done my research. You know, if I'm asked to do a shoot, I ask who the makeup artist is, and I look at the page and just build a rapport with the makeup artist. Send them pictures of myself without makeup on.
Working for exposure.
Yeah.
When has that worked for you and when has that not worked for you?
I mean, when I first started, I did TFP, they call it, time for prints.
Time for prints.
Did maybe 2 or 3 TFP. Yes, you need images of yourself as a model. You need images to show what you can do, but that doesn't mean that you have to work for free. Like, you can get, nowadays, you can get just a good photos on your iPhone. I find it a little bit insulting when brands message me asking me for my rates for in my industry, a workshop where there's going to be 10 photographers, each paying thousands of pounds to take photos of me. So then they ask me for my rates and I give them my rates, which are very fair. Like, I don't inflate them because I know how much money they're making. It is my day rate.
That's your rate, yeah.
And they'll turn around and say, oh, so our budget for this is like 250 quid or whatever for 2 of us. There's 2 of us, it's not just me. And then they won't pay for travel or accommodation. And it's like, why is your budget so small for the talent that people are paying you to take photos of?
Yeah.
And you get what you pay for in the modelling industry. I mean, you get some random people who are just naturally good at modelling. But if someone, like looking at photos of me now compared to when I started 15 years ago, it's like a massive difference. You're paying for the experience as well. It's like anything, like a hairdresser. You know, you can get a trainee hairdresser and then you can get a really professional one. So
Well, that's the old adonym of the keyboard player, the church organist. You're not playing for the church organ. You're paying for the 50 years of playing experience.
I mean, I don't think people realise how much time and effort and energy it takes as a creative in your field and in my field. When, like we touched on it today as well, in your business, your marketing is the most important part. If you don't have good marketing, then people don't see it. People won't see it. If people can't see your business, then how are you supposed to get business?
How do you build what's the difference between your business brand and your personal brand?
Well, it's a little tricky for me because I don't actually advertise my services as a business.
Why?
Because I don't need to.
Because your personal brand's that strong that people go, well, if she's pushed the personal brand that well, then she must be good at her.
It's so hard for me to talk about myself like this, but the people who I have as clients have, yes, seen me on Instagram and said, you're really good at what you do. Can you do that for me?
You're pretty much, I would go as far as to say, more mentor than marketer.
I guess. I'm genuinely confused about who I am and what I am as well.
Right. Is that an age thing or is that a transitional thing? So you're transitioning from being a face to being a force.
I think it's because what's happening and what has happened so organically and slowly that I haven't even...
You've not noticed the transition.
Had a chance to even think about it too much, yeah. I mean... Yes, I can put my head down and create a marketing plan for a business. But I guess that's because I've ran a business myself. Okay. So I know what the goals are. I know that the values of building a business I know what they are. I know that your brand needs to be solid. I know that the marketing needs to be spot on. I know, how to get views online. So implementing those things into another business.
I'm going to get you to drill into that. For one, for those people who are listening, watching, that have no idea the difference between a brand and a logo, what's your viewpoint on that? Because whenever you see somebody talking at first about a brand, instantly they jump to Coca-Cola, they jump to Nike, whereas brand isn't really your logo.
No,
it's
part of it.
Yeah, that's how people recognize you, but that's not your brand. So can you kind of drill into that for people?
It's interesting, actually, this. My brand, personally, what I believe is that I'm authentic. I am natural. I believe in beauty everywhere. I think that anyone can do anything that they want to. I'm not cosmopolitan. I'm very open. I'm like, anything goes. But then when I speak to photographers I ask them, why did you hire me? And they say, because you look expensive. I'm like, but how would... I found it hard initially when people started saying that to me. I look expensive, because the last thing on my priority list is money and wealth. Like, that's something I really don't hold on to from a business point of view.
From a business point of view, you're heavily involved, or were heavily involved, in a cafe that does well for itself that shouldn't really, because it's in a really small village.
Yeah, I'm so proud of that brand. I started that brand 10 years ago with my mum, and we started out we had no idea what we were doing, and it was just a cycling based cafe where people could come and get a tea cake and a cup of tea, and it was like £3, and we'd get 5 customers a day. And this was before Facebook and Instagram were used for marketing. And building that has been such a dream, and I've learned so much. I've lent on so many different people. I've built connections, professional connections with brand strategists. One of them is one of my best friends, so I've learned so much from her. But starting that brand from scratch without having a clue and seeing it kind of become what it is today has been such a process. It's down to, like you say, the logo, but it's like the personality of your business. So how do you want to be perceived? But you can't always control how you're perceived, like how I've just been saying. So we started off being like, we want to be perceived as a cycling cafe that's dog friendly for walkers, muddy boots welcome. That's what we wanted to be perceived as. But slowly, as time went on, we started getting people who were really into their coffee and liked avocado on toast, and brought their babies in the afternoon and came after school pick up and drop off. Like, not many cyclists in that demographic. So we had to slightly change our brand and lean towards those people. Towards now, the brand that we've created and become is very similar to, I guess, what I was just saying about the personality, but open for all. Everyone's welcome. It's a community hub. Please come, speak to us, enjoy a really nice coffee, but you can also get a Yorkshire tea. Have a slice of toast or have some avocado on it. Or then there's like the specials board, which is lamb ragu and braised beef and,
locally sourced
meat, and all the milk, eggs, meat, everything's from local butchers and places like that. And yeah, you just gotta go with the flow and see what your customers want, because that's who matter.
Yeah, that's who you're serving. They are your
That's
tribe. They're
who's
your
paying
community.
your wage.
How do you struggle with separation of business and brand?
Yeah, was like what I kind of went through last year, was trying to separate myself from the brand that I created.
Right.
And I knew it was coming to an end. I knew that I was moving on. I'd made that decision. So I was like wrapping things up to make the brand a little bit more solid without involving people. So that included having a really strong font on graphics that I would create,
Yeah.
and a strong colour scheme, a good palette, leaning into well, to be honest, what's been really important from the start is play on words in like the captions that I wrote on social media, and like just posters that we've got inside. It's just very fun, play on words, but kind of, yes, it's so hard to explain. Like just taking yourself out of the brand and looking at it in front of you rather than having yourself involved in it. It's really hard for me to even look at my side hustle, which is now my main hustle, as a job, as my business yet, because the people that I work with, I've kind of grown my skills with. So like they started with me at the start of my social media management journey.
Right.
So it's almost like I see them as
They're your community
like
builders.
my community. Yeah. I just really find it hard to see it as my business. Like you saying that out loud is like, it is my business.
It is my business.
What do I have to do about that?
I'm buying a house, and it's gonna pay me mortgage.
I'll get paid from it. Oh gosh, what? It's a brand. I need to start working on that. That's what I need to start doing, is actually start building my brand and thinking outside the box and actually looking at it as a business rather than just a hustle. A hustle.
Hustle, side hustle, sussle.
Side hustle, a sussle. Yeah, that's what I need to do. I feel like I'm having a life coaching session.
It's the beginning of the new year, and this is what I'm going to do. I've got a 12-part marketing plan. I might get to 2 by February.
Yeah. So what did you ask me for? What's your 5-year goal? Or where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? Oh, I don't know.
Hopefully, mortgage not mostly paid off.
Yeah. Yeah. So I need to build my brand. I need to practice what I preach
Right.
for myself.
Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll look forward to seeing what comes of it.
Blabbering on about.
No, I'm 100% sure that because you've got the commitment and the drive to actually achieve what you're looking for, and your community and tribe that you're building around you, I think that's important. You're one of the first people that I thought about when I looked at doing this podcast, because I know that you're community and people led. That's what's stopped being the case. It's taken the social out of social media.
It has, and there's a lack of community around us these days. You know, where I live, it's such a nice community, and I'm so lucky to have experienced that, and I think it's a feeling that I'll take.
Moira, thanks for coming in today and sharing your journey from model to marketeer. We'll put in the description below links to your Instagram feed so people can continue to follow your journey.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.